Variables are used to store and manage data, which can be used and changed during gameplay. They can hold various types of information such as numbers, text, true or false values, and reference to objects. We can use these variables and the data to assist us triggering our audio at the correct time or location. Let's explore some common variable types. First we have Boolean, holds true or false values. We have a float, stores decimal numbers, an integer, stores whole numbers, string, holds text, and vector represents a point or direction in 3D space. I would advise only using string as a debug option and not as a gameplay parameter. There are a couple ways to add variables in Blueprints. You can either promote to variable or create a new variable manually by clicking the plus icon next to the variable dropdown. To promote to variable, drag off your object reference, release it, and select promote to variable. Again, it's best to name your variable clearly. I like to use audio_prefix, so all audio related variables are kept organized. If the object reference is populated, the variable will automatically be populated. If it's not, the variable will remain empty. To add a variable manually, click the plus icon, give your variable a name, and select its type from the drop-down. For variable management, you can keep all your variables in one place by using categories. In the category field of the variable, type audio. This will group all your audio related variables together. By organizing and managing your variables effectively, you can streamline your Blueprint logic and make it easier to work with. So let's look at adding a couple of these variables to our logic. I've already made a Boolean for has the game stopped. Now I want to add an integer for player caught count. I will use this to track the amount of times the player has been caught. Next, I'm going to add a vector for the player location. Changing the category to audio to make sure everything is in the correct location. So the first thing I want to do is set the location of the player when they're caught. We're doing this so we can use it at any point in time and we can use it to post an event at that location. Let's also replace the references for the location of the player. So the next thing we want to do, when the game ends, we want to set the Boolean or is player caught to true. We also need to return it to false if the player is not caught at the beginning of the game. You can drag and drop it into the Blueprint to get or set the value. It's my advice to never set a variable unless you have created it. I said earlier I wanted to track how many times the player had been caught. To do this, we're going to get the integer, we're going to drag out and hit ++, which will increment the integer by 1 every time that node is triggered. We'll use this information later. As we're increasing the integer every time it goes through that node, we have to reset it somewhere. Best place to do this again would be on the end game, so when the game finishes, the integer will be set to 0. In the next video, we're going to be looking at isValid, a way of making sure that our object references and our variables are valid at the time of calling.